break. Now is the time for grand final sessions. We will have 4 teams performing, and based on the announcement, we already announced who is the first, second, third, and the fourth place. So the first place will be against the second place, and then the third place will be against fourth place. We're going to find out in the end who will have a higher score, who will get the first, second, and third place. So the first performer will be from the teams who got third and fourth place. So if I'm not mistaken, the third place is from SMA Negeri 2 Bajawa, and then the fourth place is that correct? And then the fourth place is from SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa. Okay, so I think you already understand the roles, because I just explained you this morning. So I think it's still fresh on your mind. So we will proceed to the competitions. Please welcome our grand final performer, SMA Negeri 1 Bajawa and SMA Negeri 2 Bajawa. Please go on stage. Okay, so now the government and the opposite team already take place. And now, once again, I will give an opportunity for the government team to introduce yourself.
Good afternoon to all of us, honorable adjudicators, timekeepers, and moderators, and all audience here, and the precious opposite team. We from the government team, I'm Tasha Ramadhani as the Prime Minister.
Maybe you all already know my name, but my name is Lana Buhair as the Deputy Prime Minister.
I'm Angkidano as a government whip.
Okay, thank you so much for the government team. And then now the time will be given to the opposite team to introduce your team members.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the moderator, the timekeeper, and the judges, and my friends from government team. I'm Amelia Kasnosaran as a leader of oppositions, and my friend Filman Palma Asang as a deputy leader of oppositions, and Rahel Olivia as opposition whip. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the end of your introductions. Are you guys ready? Okay, so now the time will be given to the Prime Minister, Government Prime Minister, to define your motion and also to state your arguments. Time is yours.
Good afternoon all, and good afternoon the adjudicators, moderators, timekeepers, the precious opposite team, and all of us. We from the government team strongly agree about our motion today that TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizens. Before I continue to my argument, let me give in the definition about our motion today. The first is TikTok. TikTok is a social media platform that allows users to create, share, and discover short-form videos. And harm is actual or potential ill or danger. Good is a benefit or advantage to someone or something. And citizen is a legally recognized subject or national of a state or commonwealth, either native or naturalized. We from the government team strongly agree with our motion today that TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizens. TikTok has undoubtedly gained immense popularity among Indonesian citizens, especially the youth. In 2021, 76% of Indonesian TikTok users were aged 18 to 24 years old. However, its widespread use raises concerns about its potential harm. There is a lot of content on TikTok spread on TikTok that shows dangerous challenge, which can harm themselves and others. Many have become victims of dangerous trends on TikTok. Many other news pages have reported victims of stupid and dangerous trends on TikTok. As reported from Liputan 6 in June 2023, a 16-year-old girl named Christy from Congo died of suffocation of a result following the TikTok trend named the Scarf Game. Another example from CNN Indonesia. In Indonesia itself, a teenager from Bekasi was killed by a truck after blocking it to create content on TikTok social media. The content asked someone to
Interruption,
block a truck,
please.
no thank you, to truck and pretend to be hit, and then move to the side of the street. Unfortunately, the victim who had enough time to avoid was hurt first. So yeah, the second speaker.
Okay, you mentioned that before about TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizen. But you need to know that that kind of TikTok is TikTok Shop, give you an interactive and creative platform that showcase your product. And you can create engaging short video content with the first creative feature to TikTok provides. What do you think about that?
Okay, I got your point. So, but it's not the TikTok application itself. It's the collaboration between TikTok and Tokopedia, as you know that. So it's not totally from TikTok. TikTok is just only show the content, but still there's a lot of harm content on TikTok that still spread the harm content on TikTok. So I'll continue my argument. Constant exposure to various content on TikTok can affect mental health by causing feelings of low self-esteem, anxiety, or even depression, especially when constantly compared to other people's life dramatically displayed on the platform. In many cases, this can damage self-respect.
Your eye, please.
Sorry, as I'm still speaking, and create excessive pressure to reach unrealistic standards. Yeah, please, the first speaker.
Okay, but you need to know that TikTok claims that TikTok Shop is used by 6 million Indonesian sellers, of which 2 million are UMKM, and this is a proof that TikTok is really beneficial for Indonesian people, especially people who find it difficult to promote their products. What do you think about that? Thank you.
But we know that every social media platform has the fee about the fee to delivery, and also the TikTok Shop or the TikTok that having a group with Tokopedia. Still the delivery fee is still high
please.
to the. Sorry, I'm still answering your argument, your first PI. And this makes the people outside the Java island especially have a really high fee about the delivery taxes. So I will continue to my argument. So I'll say that the unrealistic standards.
Your eye, please.
Sorry, I'm going to deliver my data. According to a report by We Are Social, by October 2023, Indonesia have around 106.51 million TikTok users. This number makes Indonesia this country with the most TikTok users in the world. Can you imagine how much unrealistic standards appear on TikTok? Yeah, please.
Okay, but according to the data from the Ministry of Cooperative and UMKM shows that UMKM connected to a commerce platform are experiencing growth with an increase in online transactions of 26%. And this has been helping with the people who find it difficult to find their promotes products. So what do you think about that? Wait, thank you.
So I got your point, but the promotion is not only with TikTok. A lot of social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, there's still a lot of users. Because we know that not all people using TikTok. So that's why people, especially the old people, usually use Facebook more than TikTok. So I'll continue my argument. Another, for example, reporter from about the unrealistic standard. For example, reporter from Kompas.com, a 24-year-old girl from Bogor was depressed due to her addiction to live TikTok. According to social services the victim actually sometimes connect when asked to have a conversation, but sometimes it's unclear. She is addicted to live TikTok because of her mindset of wanting get gift and many viewers. TikTok can also lead to negative habits such as bullying, which can demoralize children. This proves that TikTok has a huge influence on its users. There are still many stupid, dangerous trends and bullying potential on TikTok that are spread and followed by people who do it to get attention and go viral. Plus, the most users on this app are teenagers, which are still mentally unstable. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, you still have 1 minute left. Okay, so thank you for the government prime minister. Now it's time for the leader of the oppositions to convey your reasoning. Time is yours.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, the moderator, judges, and the timekeeper, and my friends from government team. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, social media is a broadly commonplace in today's daily life. Even some people can't live without it. And one of the most downloaded apps this year is TikTok. We know that TikTok is the most popular application since the pandemic COVID-19 until now. The popularity of TikTok is proof that TikTok is an efficient and fun medium that easily be used to spread positive things because the advantages of TikTok outweigh the disadvantages. The social media platforms brings people together. The power of content creation shared in the form of the short videos. With the help of celebrity endorsements and smart localized contents, the platform quickly become a hit. And one of the most popular TikTok features at the moment is TikTok Shop. TikTok Shop has had a great impact on the Indonesian people in the economic sector, especially for UMKM. This has been proven by its influence in increasing the business UMKM and IKM. Data from the Ministry of Cooperative and UMKM shows that UMKM connected to e-commerce platforms are experiencing growth with an increase in online transactions of 26%. TikTok claims that TikTok Shop is used by 6 million Indonesian sellers, of which 2 million are UMKM. And this is a proof that TikTok is really beneficial for Indonesian people, especially people who find it difficult to promote their products. And with this TikTok, it helps them to promote their products easily on TikTok. Only by creating interesting or live product on content on TikTok can help their sales revenue. TikTok Shop can be excellent opportunity for microeconomic growth in Indonesia. With this platform, micro-entrepreneurship have the opportunity to market their products more easily and reach new consumer. This will help them increase their sales and income and strengthen the economy at the micro level. TikTok shops also offer secure payment and guarantee delivery features, making transactions easier for both sellers and buyers. TikTok shop also can be a creative tool for micro business to build brand awareness and consumer engagement. By taking advantage of the platform's innovation features, they can attract consumer attentions and expand their market share. With TikTok shops, yes please?
But how about the people who have buy a small storage phone that every phone have installed the Facebook, you know? But how about if they don't know how, especially the old people, to promote their business? Is not everyone understands how to download TikTok, and they usually using Facebook as their daily social media to promote their products. Thank you.
It's the same, but in the different apps. TikTok too have a benefits for business. The first is increased brand awareness. One of the reasons for using social media as an advertising medium is the ability to spread the popularity of your brand and products easily and effectively. This also happens when you advertise on TikTok, and this platform has millions of active users, which certainly open up opportunities to introduce your brand name to the desired target consumer. TikTok itself offers several ways to promote your brand to a wide audience. Some types of promotions that can be used are working with TikTok influencers. Yes, please.
About the shopping that appear on TikTok, like a TikTok shop, but the another social media has the same kind of feature. That, for example, is the Facebook. Facebook has the marketplace that Facebook Marketplace that the buyers and the sellers can meet each other to buy something that face to face, not like the TikTok is like the third party app, like they buy from the another party, another side like that. Thank you.
But according from my data, that TikTok can be attract new consumer. One of the advantage of using TikTok is the ability to create originally but interesting content for TikTok users and according to the interests of each consumer. By creating authentic content that consumers enjoy, you can build a strong relationship with TikTok users and invite them, no thank you, to become your next consumer. And this is proof that TikTok more advantage than disadvantage. So, go back to my argument. I will give you some advantage of TikTok shops. Yes, please.
You always talk about the TikTok shop, but TikTok shop is banned in a few months ago, and now the TikTok shop is already exists again, but collaborate with Tokopedia, and with that we can say that TikTok shop TikTok can handle it itself and want to collaborate with Tokopedia. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you. But according to my data, TikTok shop can be excellent opportunity for microeconomic growth in Indonesia. With this platform, micro entrepreneurship have the opportunity to market their products more easily and reach new consumer. And this is proof that TikTok more advantage than disadvantage. So, go back to my argument. I will give you some advantage of TikTok shops according to the Kompas.com. The first is for your page, no thank you, or FYP feature. TikTok has made brilliant innovations with the FYP feature, which allow users to quickly find content and products. This feature uses an, no thank you, intelligent algorithm to customize the content display according to user interest, making the shopping experience more personalized. FYP not only displays the content or products that user expects, but also displays recommendation for the lowest product prices. TikTok is also easy to use. Another advantage of TikTok shops for users is that it is easy to use. The simple and intuitive design, as well as the smooth payment process, can make consumers feel comfortable. And shopping at the TikTok shop also provides a fun and interactive shopping experience, which can attract users to shop on the platform. And another advantage of TikTok is the first, TikTok can make a job creation. TikTok has become a huge platform and has a significant economic impact. With its growing popularity, there are opportunities for individuals to create engaging content and earn revenue through advertising, sponsorship, and collaborations. This can help reduce unemployment rates in some areas. TikTok users are successful and content producer. TikTok provides a platform for individuals to become successful content producer. Users can create a variety of content for entertainment or to educations that captures the attention of millions of users around the world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the leader of the oppositions. Moving on to the deputy of Prime Minister. Time is yours.
Good afternoon to the honorable judges, the precious timekeeper, moderator, and amazing opponent from side of opposition. So, I ask the deputy prime minister want to say that we from the proposition team believe that TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizens. So, my prime minister already delivered her argument and her disadvantage of TikTok. And TikTok also has another negative impact on content creator, such as teenager who now like sway in front of the camera. Swaying here is done too vulgarly by teenager and children because they use clothes that are too vulgar or too minimal and movements that are too vulgar. This is done to improve TikTok's FYP. Another negative impact of TikTok is that from the TikTok application itself, there are currently a lot of videos that are inappropriate to be held and provide a bad example for the audience because they contain racist values. Some examples include the TikTok application being a trigger for comparisons to content that shows social and economic life, that makes TikTok a medium to exist and show difference in status in society, which can cause social jealousy. In a study conduct, once more, we from proposition team will prove you that TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizens. In a study conducted by NewsGuard, a site to verify news and information circulating on social network, it showed that almost 20% of videos that appear in TikTok is search result contain misinformation or hoax. The study also revealed that it is not only the content that is a crucial issue. No thanks. The way TikTok display it is also a major problem. They note that TikTok its own search engine tend to suggest more controversial search keyword compared to neutral ones. For example, if you're searching for climate change, TikTok will suggest climate change denied. Yes, please, for first speaker.
So if you believe that TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizens, then can you provide specific evidence that demonstrate the predominant negative effects of TikTok on Indonesian citizens, and how do you account for the potential positive aspects such as creativity, entertainment, and community building? Thank you.
Like the Prime Minister says, there is a challenge that stop the truck with blocking it to create content on TikTok social media. So that challenge has been really dangerous and has been explained by my Prime Minister, so I will not explain it again. Recent research conducted by Amnesty International revealed the result of a global study relate to the dangers of TikTok content, especially for children and adolescents. TikTok is content recommendation system or FYP and invasive data collection practice.
Please.
No thanks. Among other things, by promoting depressive and suicidal content that risk worsening young people is mental health.
Please.
Yes, please.
Okay. TikTok has become a very popular platform over the past few years with over 2 billion posts worldwide. TikTok has created acting job opportunity, for example, looking to become brand ambassador, influencer, and affiliator. So what do you think about that?
Thank you. But with your POI, that is the good impact of TikTok. But we from government team want to prove that the TikTok does more harm than good. So I will explain with my argument. A technical study in collaboration with the Algorithm Transparency Institute and AI Forensic conclude that there are dangers lurking in FYP feeds, which are the hallmark of the TikTok platform. The report writes that when research using automated account spend 5 until 6 hours scrolling on TikTok. 1 in 2 videos were related to mental health and potentially harmful. When researchers manually scroll for 3 to
Interruption, please.
no thanks 20 minutes, they found that half of the content in TikTok is feed associate content that encourage suicide as normal. Yes, for the second speaker.
Okay, you mentioned that before that TikTok too vulgar, but it's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what? Because that if you do try the TikTok, you must verify your age, and this make your TikTok safety. So,
but TikTok still cannot filter the content. So the vulgar content is still appear in your FYP, in our FYP. Thank you. The result of Tridamayanti S research conclude that the video sharing application TikTok has many loopholes that pose a danger to underage users. Among them is loose age control for user. By using a number phone, mail account, or Facebook, user can already display video recording to themselves through the application. This gives minors the opportunity to watch pornographic shows in the application. Reporting from bakri.uma.ac.id, various aspects relate to TikTok's impact on the mental health of the younger generation. The first is social comparison. One of the negative impact that can arise from using TikTok is a social comparison. When users see videos that others who seem to have more beautiful, interesting, or successful life, they tend to feel inadequate or less happy with their own life, and they will insecure about and compare themselves with the content creator that may be perfect. The second is addiction and procrastination. With that, we from the government team really agree with our motion today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the Deputy of Prime Minister. Now the chance will be given to the Deputy Leader of the opposite team to give your arguments. Time is yours.
Okay, so good day, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges, moderator, timekeeper, and also my friend from government team. Before going any further, I want to read out some point from the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has contended that before about the TikTok give the user get the mental health. But you need to know, in TikTok have music video, and this can decrease stress. So go back to my opinion. TikTok is a social media networking and app and music video platform that allows users to create, edit, and share short video with filter and music support. These apps let users quickly and easily create unique short videos to share with friends and the world. It turns out that there are advantages to TikTok that are not owned by other applications, so that this becomes the advantage of TikTok. Here are some advantages of TikTok that you need to know. First, high popularity. TikTok has become one of the most popular social media platforms in the world with over 1 billion monthly active users. This provides a great opportunity to reach a wide and diverse audience. Second, focus on creative and short content. TikTok stands out with a creative short video format with a maximum duration of 20 seconds. TikTok allows users to be creative with short engaging content. This makes the platform easier for the user to consume and capture their attention quickly. Third, rich music and visual effect. TikToks offer a variety of music and visual effects that can be used in content creation. Users can easily add popular music to their videos and utilize visual effects to create interesting and unique videos. TikTok uses smart algorithm to deliver relevant and engaging content to user. Through user behavior analysis, TikTok can show you content that matches user interest preference. No, thank you. Giving your content a greater chance of being discovered by the right audience. TikTok has the potential to make the... Yes, please. From first speaker.
So from your rebuttal, you say that the TikTok content decreased the stress level, but unfortunately in a social life in society, we know that because a lot of us addicted to watching TikTok videos, a lot of people, especially the students, have been stressful because they forget about their homework, about their job in the school and their house. So what do you think about that?
Okay, because why I'm said like that? Because the TikTok focus on creative and short content, ladies and gentlemen, and this can make the user to create their creative content and share it with TikTok. So go back to my opinion. TikTok is an active and friendly community. Many users support each other, leave positive comments, and share inspiration. This creates a positive environment and strengthens the bond between users. No, thank you. TikTok provides various tools and features to help business utilize the platform. For example, TikTok ads allows you to advertise your products or access service to a wider audience. Yes, please.
In your first argument, you say that TikTok is content popularity, but not only TikTok is content popularity, but another social media is also content popularity, for example, Instagram.
Okay.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
ladies and gentlemen, TikTok has become one of the most popular social media. Because of what? Because in TikTok, with over 1 billion user can 1 million user monthly active user. So go back to my opinion. According to business.com Jakarta, TikTok Shop is not just a feature of the TikTok social media platform, but also an event that offers opportunity that allows user, creators, business people, and brands to offer their product directly. Although lately TikTok has been highlighted as detrimental to MA, in fact, TikTok provides benefits in the online shopping business. TikTok can read the account algorithm so that the live be shown to many people. This makes the product will experience a significant increase in sales. In
POI,
addition,
please.
no thank you. Buyers are also made easy to shop directly at affordable price without having to travel to the sales location. Yes, please, from third speaker.
You said before, TikTok is friendly community, but you must know in the TikTok, it can be way to people can racist, hate comment or bullying. So what do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the TikTok has active and positive communities because of what? Because and many users support each other, leave positive comments and share inspiration. This creates a positive environment and strengthens the bond between users. So go back to my opinions. One of the main attraction of TikTok is potentially virality. Interesting and unique content has a high chance of gaining popularity quickly. By selling on TikTok Shop, you can tap on into the
POI, please.
potential to significant increase your product visibility. If the content managed to catch the attention of TikTok users,
POI,
the
please.
product can go viral and reach a wider. No, thank you, young lady. I will continue my argument, ladies and gentlemen. The product can go viral and reach a wider audience in no time.
POI, please.
Yes, please. For speaker.
So you say that the TikTok make people easy to get popular about because the popularity of TikTok.
Go back to my
But-
argument. Go back to my argument, ladies and gentlemen. TikTok Shop as offers in-app shopping feature that allows users to purchase product directly from the TikTok app. This makes it easy for users to view, select, and purchase product without leaving the platform. With this feature, you can increase sales conversion by reducing user barriers to transition. TikTok has an extensive and influential influencer network that gives you the opportunity to collaborate with the popular influencer who can help expand your business, reach, and strengthen your brand. In addition, TikTok also allows collaboration with other users through the duet and stitching. This opens up opportunity to work with TikTok users who have similar interests or target markets to your business. The advantage of TikTok Shop is that driven on that video platform. So its conversion rate will be higher than other forms of content such as. That's why I am as deputy leader of opposition totally disagree with our motion today which says the TikTok does more harm than good to Indonesian citizens. That's all for me and thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the deputy leader of the oppositions. Once again, I want to remind you about the POI. You have time frame for the POI. So the POI will start when my timekeeper ring a bell one time and will end when my timekeeper ring a bell twice. Yeah. If the POI is given and accepted within the time frame, yeah, before my timekeeper ring a bell twice, you should continue your POI. So because the POI is already accepted. Yeah. After my timekeeper ring a bell twice, that means that the time for new POI after the bell rang twice is prohibited. Yeah. Okay. I hope that's clear for both of the team. And then okay, moving on to the government whip speaker or the third speaker. You have 7 minutes and 20 seconds to speak. Time is yours.
Good afternoon, honorable judges, precious timekeeper, moderator, and the amazing opponent from side of opposition. I'm as the government whip will strengthen argument from my first and second speaker. But before I give my argument, I want to rebut some point in second speaker from side argument. in my second speaker, PUI, you said about around 1 billion people, you think around people use TikTok. But do you think Instagram just use 100 people? Of course, no. Because in the world, most popular is Instagram, not TikTok. So I'll go to my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, TikTok is the most popular application in Indonesia, which is used by all age. Therefore, whatever TikTok releases will have a direct impact on Indonesian society. Some of the impact on TikTok on Indonesian society include misuse of time, distribute of content that is not in line with cultural or moral values, as well potential exposure to inappropriate content, especially by children and teenagers. Apart from that, there are also risks related to the privacy and security of user data. Apart from that, there are also several important points that I will discuss to strengthen our argument, our statement as a pro team. The negative impact from TikTok give to Indonesian citizens, like first, misuse of time. TikTok is often an addictive entertainment that causes users to spend a lot of time watching video without getting any meaning benefits. According to datagood.com, the average user can spend 1.5 hours per day when using TikTok. And we can also see from fact today, young people use the TikTok everywhere. And yes, please.
Okay, so, but according to the TikTok platform, TikTok provides a cheap and accessible platform for UMKM to promote their products. And this can help UMKM their visibility and sales without expensive advertising costs. How do you respond about this fact? Thank you.
But you must know, TikTok Shop has been months ago because UMKM is get disadvantage caused by TikTok Shop. Okay, I'll continue my argument. According to datagoods.com, the average user spend 1.5 hours per day when using a TikTok. And we can see the fact that children and teenagers use TikTok every time.
Please.
Sorry, I'm still speaking. Without knowing the time, such as their sleep time, to watch video on the TikTok application. Yes, please, for the second speaker.
Okay, in your rebuttal, you said about Instagram. But I want to remind you, in this case, we discuss about TikTok. So you cannot compare TikTok with Instagram.
Okay, I got your point. But I just rebut. You said about TikTok is most popular, can make people popular. Thank you. Next is content is not accordance with cultural and moral values. Here is a risk of spreading content that is not accordant with cultural, no thank you, cultural or moral values in society, such as vulgar, provocative, or dangerous content. Like my first speaker said, children join trend.
PI, please.
Yes, please.
So, quoted from GPNN.com, with over 2 billion pods worldwide, TikTok created acting job opportunity for people looking to become brand ambassador, influencer, and affiliator. So what do you think about that?
But not all the influence give the positive impact to all of user in the TikTok. So you can say the influence has what you say before can give a negative impact, positive impact to our society. I will continue my argument. The fourth is privacy, security, and of user data. TikTok has faced controversy regarding the privacy and security of user data, with concern that user personal information could be misused or disclosed to irresponsible parties. The fifth is unhealthy image. TikTok is often place where users try to create perfect, admirable image which can trigger feelings of low self-esteem and dissatisfaction with themselves. The sixth is mental health disorders. Excessive use of TikTok can cause mental health disorders such as anxiety, depression, or stress, especially if user feel
Yeah, please.
fixated, no thank you, on success or popularity. Yes, please. Oh,
So your
I'm
argument said TikTok has significant negative effects for mental health.
I'm
but
sorry.
Dr. Fizali
I'm sorry, but your time is enough.
The POS.
So I'll continue to my argument. Like I said before, can give effect to mental health disorder. For example, if some people get popularity, they can feel stress or depression with their popularity. The seventh is addiction and negative influence. TikTok can be addictive for some users. It is difficult to stop using the platform when aware of its negative impact. Additionally, inappropriate or harmful content can also negatively influence user views and behavior. Like we can see in the TikTok, some content creators, they say school is not important to us. Thank you. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. For the government third speaker, now the time will be given for the opposite third speaker to give your arguments. You have 7 minutes and 20 seconds to speak. Time is yours.
So, the ladies and gentlemen, thanks for the opportunity and time being given. So, I will continue the arguments of my friends. So, the ladies and gentlemen, the government team, your argument said TikTok has significant negative effect for mental health. But Dr. Fazeli says it's not have relation for TikTok and the mental health. And the government team is not to know the ban of TikTok has a significant negative effect for the economic, especially for ambassador, influencer, and affiliator. So the ladies and gentlemen, quoted from Bangka.com, Bangka debate reversing a lot of support stimulations of the TikTok shops application by the government on the October 4, 2023, which also complained about by some people. One of the complaints aroused expat package courier and Platinum City Tino Putra, who claims have experienced decreased income to Rida's shipment after the closure of TikTok shop. Tino admits that decrease in the number of pickets has occurred since a few days ago. So the ladies and gentlemen, in addition, TikTok source of for some people, for example, quoted from Hobbs.id, Ibn MA figure who is now popular is TikTok universe in run a special position in the list of the most recognized figures in Indonesia as content creator and successful entrepreneur in the culinary field. So the ladies and gentlemen, his journey began in December 2019 when I still juggling between a controversial jobs and creating content on TikTok. However, his passion for content creator took all both spins, and this is the reasons from his job in December 2020 to fully engage in the work on the TikTok.
Please.
No, thank you. This friends, the government team mentioned that TikTok violence and pornography and mental health cases, but in the fact from the official website on TikTok was explained.
Please.
No, thank you. That TikTok is coming to connection people on our platform without causing physical conflict. TikTok recognizing that online character related to violence can cause
Please.
harm. No, thank you. In the real world, TikTok does not. Yes, please.
in your rebuttal before, you say TikTok cannot cause depression. But we can see the fact so much people suicide because depression. For example, Sia Sakar suicide because depressed when get hate comment on TikTok. What do you think about that?
Sorry, the government team. I don't mention the depressions. So TikTok, to go back to my arguments, that TikTok is coming to connecting people on our platform without causing physical conflict. TikTok recognizing that online content related to violence can cause harm in the real world. TikTok does not allow the threats or violence intimidated to violence or promotion of criminal activity that could harm people, animals, or property where that specific critical and no thank you in method of actually harm to human life in serious physical injury we report to illegal authorities. So in one study connected, yes please.
In your answer, you said you do not mention about depressed, but in your rebuttal, you say that TikTok cannot cause depression. What do you think about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, but the government team is not to know TikTok users' smart algorithm to deliver relevant again content users through user behavior analysis. TikTok has can you content that makes users interact to prevent giving your content greater chance of being discovered by the right audience. So the ladies and gentlemen, go back to my argument. In one study conducted by students in Tangerang, this research surprised many who previously attributed to spike violence and TikTok popularity. In studies involving thousands and responsible from the various engaged group, researchers found the majority TikTok use platform for entertainment, creativity, not plan promotes violent behavior despite the controversial content on the platform. There was no evidence to suggest that directly influence the increase in violence.
Please?
Yes, please.
What do you think about TikTok can be way to some people give racist and cyberbullying? Because as we know, cyberbullying is more danger than bullying in the real life. So what do you think about that?
Sorry, but the government teams and church speaker is not to know TikTok has an effect and friendly community. Many users support each other, leave positive comments and share inspirations. This creative, positive environment and strengthen to bond between users. So the ladies and gentlemen, back to my arguments. Dr. Amanda Lee, chief researcher of study, states that found no significant correlation between TikTok use and violent cases in our study. It's important to understand that the other factor of social environment and economic condition may have a greater impact. No, thank you. On the level of violence in society, will this study resize debates about the impact of social on human behavior? Yes, please.
Bullying in real life can only affect to one person, but cyber TikTok can cause one community, like, for example, black people. What do you think about that?
So the ladies and gentlemen, TikTok has become one of the most popular social media platform in the world today with millions of active users every day. TikTok offers a very interesting and entertaining content. However, beyond more entertainment, TikTok also has benefits that can be felt by its users. In this article, we will explore some of the benefits of using TikTok. Here are some examples for my friends. The first speaker has previously explained the application of the benefit of TikTok have been mentioned. One, stay on trend. Food brands can create recipe videos that follow popular food and drink trends. So, celebrity can create video and following the trend filter or usual effect on the TikTok. To engage with the audience, beauty brands can organize challenge or content where followers are asked to create duet video with their content. Celebrity can reply to comments with short video. That's all, and thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the third speaker from the opposite team. Now the time for you to give your conclusions. For each, the first chance will be given to the government team For the reply speaker, you have 4 minutes and 20 seconds to speak.
Thank you for the time given to me. I'm here to conclude our argument about the motion today on government side. First, the rebuttal. The opposite team say that the increased popularity, but because of the easy to get popular, people will get the narcissistic, and because of it will cause the mental health. For example, it's like the social comparison, and because watching someone's on their FYP, they will get unrealistic standards because they compare themselves, which is not good for them. They compare themselves to other people's life dramatically, and the advantage of the opposite team said about the advantage about the TikTok affiliate, but it is a really a burden for the people who live in outside the Java Island, because we know the store in TikTok shop mostly based on the Java Island. So when the people from the outside the Java Island order something that are really expensive on delivery taxes. And then the last POI from my deputy prime minister about the bullying potential that can affect people, not only one person, but one community that read or saw the content. The third speaker didn't answer about the bullying impact as by my second speaker. So we can see a lot of example of the harm content that appears on TikTok. What I said the first. For example, like the dangerous trends on TikTok. Like my first example is Christy from Congo died of suffocation because of following the dangerous trends on TikTok named the Scarf Game. And then Indonesia, a teenager from Bekasi was killed by a truck after blocking them to make a content on TikTok social media. And another example is like the 24-year-old girl from Bogor was depressed due to her addiction to live TikTok. And also last example is about the bullying is a grade 10 student report alleged beating of her to the police, allegedly because her senior were annoyed by her TikTok video. We can see that only a video can cause a bullying. How about many videos that appear on TikTok? That's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the government reply speaker. Now it is the time for the opposite reply speaker to give your conclusions.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before I start my conclusions, I will say that I think my friends from the government team didn't know clearly that our motion today not just focusing about the harmful side, but also the economic side. But they always keep explaining the harmful side. Ladies and gentlemen, it's okay. Okay, so in recent years, the rise of social media platform has significantly impacted various aspects of society, including the economy. One such platform that has gained immense popularity is TikTok. While TikTok has provided a space for creativity and entertainment for its users, it has also brought about certain negative economic consequences for the Indonesian society. First and foremost, TikTok has contributed to decrease in productivity among the Indonesian workforce. With its addictive nature and endless streams of short-form videos, many individuals, particularly the younger demographic, find themselves spending an excessive amount of time in this platform. This has resulted in a decline in overall productivity, as the people are more focused on consuming content on TikTok rather than engaging the productivity activities that contribute to the economy. TikTok has also had a detrimental impact on small business in Indonesia. The platform's algorithm and content trend often favor larger, more established brands, making it challenging for small business to gain visibility and attract customers. As a result, many local businesses struggle to compete in the digital landscape dominated by TikTok, leading to loss of revenue and potential closures. This, in turn, has a ripple effect on the economy, as a small business are significant contributors to employment and economic growth. In addition to its impact on productivity and small business, TikTok has also been linked to a rise in consumerism and financial irresponsibility. The platform is flooded with content that promotes materialism and excessive spending, influencing users to engage in impulsive purchasing behavior. This has led to situations where many individuals, particularly to the younger generations, are prioritizing instant gratifications through consumer goods over long-term financial stability. As a result, personal saving rates have declined, and individuals are more susceptible and to financial hardship, ultimately impacting to overall economic well-being of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, the addictive nature of TikTok has also led to a decline in traditional forms of entertainment and cultural activity in Indonesia. As more individuals turn to consuming content on TikTok, there has been a decrease in attendance at cultural events, local performance, and traditional art form. These shifts not only affect the livelihoods of those involved in these cultural activities, but also diminish the cultural richness and heritage of Indonesia. The decline in support for the traditional forms of entertainment can have long-term economic implications, as this activity often contributes to tourism and local economies. It is evident that while TikTok has undoubtedly brought about entertainment and opportunities for creative expressions, its negative economic impact on Indonesian society cannot be overlooked. As such, it is imperative for policymakers, business, and individuals to recognize the challenges posed by TikTok and work towards mitigating its adverse effects. This may involve implementing regulations to promote fair competitions for business on the platform, raising awareness about responsible consumption and financial management, and revitalizing support for traditional culture activities. By addressing these issues, Indonesian society can strive towards a more balanced and sustainable economic landscape in the digital age. Our team also have suggested. The first is affiliate marketing. We can use affiliate links in your video description to drive traffic to the product or service you are promoting. The second is product or service offering. If you have a business or service, you can use a TikTok to creatively promote it. The third is links to external platforms. Where possible, direct your followers to external platforms such as YouTube or Instagram, where you can continue to generate additional revenue. The fourth is use TikTok ads. If you have an advertising budget, consider using TikTok ads to increase your reach and target a specific audience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So that's the end of our debating competitions for the third, the group who got the third and the fourth place. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, please give them a big applause because they already give us such a impeccable performance for today. So for the performers, you can go back to your seat. Okay, so now we will welcome our last performance from SMA Seminari Mataloko and SMA Regina Pacis. So without wasting time, I would like to invite both of the performers to go to the stage and take your place. Okay, so I think the next performer still building their case, and then maybe we wait for another couple of minutes. Okay, so now we enter our final performers, which is the group who got first and the second place. First from the SMA Seminari Matuloko and the second from SMA Regina Pacis. I would like to invite the performer to enter the room. Are you guys all here? Okay. So yeah, I believe that the rules regarding interruptions and etc. Already explained by me in this morning, so it's still fresh on your mind. So I will not explain it further. Now, without wasting too much time, please welcome our final performers. Please give them a big applause. Okay, so a bit of refreshments. I almost forgot about the POI because the previous performer, I think they forgot about this little bit. Let me remind you once again. If my time speaker ring a bell twice, that means the time for new POI is end. So if you give a POI within the time frame before my timekeeper ring a bell twice, then you can still continue to give your arguments, yeah? Okay? Okay, so please understand that. And then now, since they already take place, now we going to give the opportunity to our government team to introduce your team members.
Okay, well, good afternoon to everyone. I am Michelle Monica Wanda Pantaleon, and you can just call me Michelle.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Agustinus. My name is Agustinus Narendra Anggino Amadeus, and you can call me Rendra.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kristan Deka Saribrata, and you can call me Krista. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the government team. Now it's time for the opposite team to introduce your team members.
Very good afternoon, all of the participants that attend here. As an opposition leader, it's time for me to introduce my team. Me, Leo, is the first speaker. Our second speaker is Edgar, followed by our third speaker, Vito. We are happy to make your acquaintance and compete in today's debate. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for the opposite team. Okay, are you guys ready? Okay, so now the time will be given to our Prime Minister from government team. You have 7 minutes and 20 seconds to define your motions and give your arguments.
So I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable judges, timekeeper, moderator, and our beloved partner. Ladies and gentlemen, our motion today
talk about this house belief that handphone should be banned at schools. Ladies and gentlemen, and we from the government team totally agree with these motions. As a society, we are constantly feeling the need to be seen by a massive amount of people. We are growing more and more independent for instant gratifications in order to feel included. The truth is that we are spending a huge proportions in a digital universe, and it is corrupting our way that we act to each other. The definitions of the motions that we take in here, the first keyword is handphone, is a technology in a form of mobile devices that given to access to the many things without any limitations. And in this case, we're talking about the use of mobile phone in schools. Then our main actors in here is the students itself. And ladies and gentlemen, the mobile phones can access many things. So we're talking about the accessibility of the mobile phones. Can it actually bring positive or negative impact for students? And that is why our motion today is talking about eliminations. And the word banned in here is we have to eliminate, abolish, and the whole thing that related to schools without any exceptions and criminalizing students who use it more, ladies and gentlemen. 2 points of argument that we'll be delivering in here. The first is human's brain will be corrupted by the existence of handphone. And the second is the use of mobile phone will increase the individuality. The first point will be explained by me, Michelle, as the Prime Ministers. The second point will be explained by Rendra as the Deputy of Prime Ministers, and our argument will be concluded by Krista as the Government Whip. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of school is to teach the students on how to grow their intelligence and knowledge.
Interruption, please.
No, thank you. And their characters for the good of their own futures. Of course, mobile phones provided a bunch of information, and the students have this accessibility. Yes, please? The first speaker.
So, all of the problems that you contained before, it is because the use of handphone in excessive way. So, it is correct to limit the use of handphone in school, not to eliminate the use of handphone in school because it have several positive impacts. I'm eager to know your opinion about that, madam.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if we're talking about the limitations of phones in schools, students, they want something simple and easy. Can you guarantee that students can actually correct or actually apply the limitations in their daily life, ladies and gentlemen, or in the learning systems? And also, ladies and gentlemen, if we were talking about how the students use the mobile phones, we cannot control the students as an individuals. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're talking about the existence of mobile phones, we can see in the real situations, ladies and gentlemen. With the existence of mobile phones, everything is easy, isn't it? But, ladies and gentlemen, we have to consider many things. No, thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, based on a research that updated by Professor Hantosa Sujono, that updated on 7 June 2023, please let me continue my argument. Problem solving is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, problem-solving skills are closely related to various factors, such as listening skills, research, creativity. And ladies and gentlemen, the school used the assessments for the students. Yes, please?
You contained it about how we can guarantee that students can get control. Please keep in mind that according to Compasana.com in March 30, 2024, that 75% students in Indonesia gets benefit because they bring happy handphone to school. It helped them to in learning activities. I'm eager to know your opinion about that, madam.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, please keep in your deepest mind that if we were talking about individuality, ladies and gentlemen, we were talking about students. It is what we see from the teacher's perspective. But what about the students itself? Ladies and gentlemen, the students, I already stated before that they want something easy and simple. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot guarantee, even though the students have benefits or not, it's not actually guaranteed that the benefits they have is from their own ability. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. Well, if we're talking about students' assessments, can the mobile phones actually guarantee that the teachers will know the students' real abilities and capabilities? Ladies and gentlemen, teachers often to give the students a task or maybe homework to actually test their understanding in the learning systems and also test about how they understand the materials. But ladies and gentlemen, please let me continue my argument. But ladies and gentlemen, in the current fact, the students only use mobile phones as the way for them to get the good grades. So ladies and gentlemen, yes please.
up to the present, you can find so many QR codes that will provide that we need handphone with students to use to improve their knowledge in school. I'm eager to know your opinion about that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, talking about knowledge, then we're also talking about assessments. Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot see one individual from another perspective. They know about themselves. They know about what they use the mobile phones into their own way. So, ladies and gentlemen, based on the ruangguru.com, that 64% students is in Indonesia, it just copy and paste the answer from mobile phones without even analyzing. Ladies and gentlemen, mobile phones might provide many updated information, but what about the students' capabilities and abilities? Ladies and gentlemen, it has access to many things. Even the
May I say something,
most
please,
yes,
madam?
yes, please.
Please keep in mind that 77%.
Okay, so let me continue. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to focus on the purpose of the school itself. What is the purpose of the schools? To improve the students' cheating skills, to improve the students' laziness. No, it is not, ladies and gentlemen. We have to consider not what we see from the government, from the teacher's perspective, but we see on the individuals. What is the student's mindset, ladies and gentlemen? Why now, ladies and gentlemen, continue to the economic sectors, and not only that, in the crime sectors, ladies and gentlemen. According, ladies and gentlemen, based on the BPS data updated on March 2023 in Indonesia, 25.19 million people still suffering on poverty. Ladies and gentlemen, allowing mobile phone in school, it means that we're going to use mobile phones in the learning systems. So, ladies and gentlemen, students are demanded to use the mobile phones or to have the mobile phones. What about people with low economic? Ladies and gentlemen, this also will cause the crime actions in schools. The risk of getting crime action will increase drastically. So, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, we still totally agree with this motion that this house believes that handphone should be banned at schools, because we have to see what are the students needed and what are the students going to use the mobile phones for further users. That is all my argument. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for the Prime Minister from government. Now it's time for the leader of the oppositions to deliver your reasonings. Time is yours.
Kylian Mbappe has a good position. Cristiano Ronaldo has built good generation. Based on our motion, we totally disagree with our motion. Very good afternoon, all of the participants that attend here. We, the opposition team, totally strongly and absolutely disagree with our motion today, which says this house believes that handphone should be banned in school. Before moving any forward to my arguments, I'd like to address and give some responses to what is error from the Prime Minister before. Prime Minister has contained about we cannot guarantee that the teacher itself can control their students to use handphone. But please keep in mind that according to katadata.com in February 2024 that students can bring cell phones or handphone to schools. But to prevent the problems that can caused by handphone itself, it will be the responsible of teacher to control. And then we have to see that several positive impacts that coming from handphone itself. Please keep in mind that according to antaranews.com, January 21, 2024, the 71% students in Java and Bali use TikTok via mobile phones to have a learning process. And then 77% people in Bandung, Sulawesi, Papua, West Nusa Tenggara use handphones to learn in schools, which means that handphone itself have their own positive impacts, and it will guarantee that students can bring handphones in schools because it have several positive impacts that we will explain to you deep more in my elaborate arguments. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's jump right into my arguments. Please keep in mind that handphones itself has their own positive impacts on our society, exactly for the students in the schools. We have several arguments, data, and facts that will prove our position today is right, and we will become the winner in this debating competition. Please keep in mind that several positive impacts that we can get by using handphone itself. The first, access information related to learning. Please keep in mind that, ladies and gentlemen, I've already contained it to all of us today that handphone itself has their own several positive impacts, that lots of students in Indonesia use handphones to access information related to learning process, and then makes communication with parents easier. When they are getting sick or have problems in schools, they will
Interruption, please.
Yes, please, for the first speaker.
Okay, so your statement before, you were talking about the responsibility of the teachers to actually control the students. Ladies and gentlemen, they did not consider about the students itself. one teacher control 30 students. Can you actually
got your
guarantee
point,
that they
sir.
will fulfill their responsibility and maximals?
Your question is simple, so let me answer with a simple answer too. Please keep in mind that I've already contained to you that teachers has already controlled their students via data that I have already proved to you. So where were you when I proved this data to all of us? So let's jump back into my arguments. Please keep in mind that handphone itself has their own several positive impacts on the students itself that I've already proved to you before. And then the third itself, increased knowledge about technology itself. Handphone itself, we know that it is a part of technology. When we use handphone, we have the accessibility to use this mobile phones, and then we can get knowledge to use technology which is have a positive impacts on our
On this point, please.
daily life. Yes, please, for the first speaker.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the first speaker from the opposition team just rely on data without even explain how is it working, ladies and gentlemen. So the data that they propose should be questioned.
I've got your point, so now let me respond to it. According to data that I have already proved to you, which means that it's crystal clear that handphone itself have positive impacts on the students itself that I've already contained it to you before. So please listen carefully and catch my point. Catch my phone carefully. So let's jump back into my argument, sir. Let's jump back into my argument, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, that when we bring handphones into school, it can help students in learning, can easily to find materials, and then make learning more effective and improve the ability to interact and communicate directly. Where I have already explained to you that according to compassena.com in March 30, 2024, that Ministry of Religion says that 75% students in Indonesia get benefits because bring handphone to schools. Handphone helps them in learning activities and all of the positive impacts that all of the activity in schools that I've already proved to you all. So to make it clear that according to katadata.com that February 2024 that students can bring cell phones or handphones to schools. But to prevent the problems that can cause by handphone, it will be the responsible of teacher to control them to use handphones in correct way. I have acceptable with your arguments that says that a handphone itself have negative impacts. But please keep in mind, I've already explained to you that to prevent these problems, a teacher can play an important role.
POI, please.
Hold on a moment, madam. Please give me time to finish this part. Please keep in mind that teacher itself has the responsible to control the students, and then the control of teachers itself has been useful because I've already proved to you the data that clearly shows that lots of students in Indonesia use handphone as a learning tool. Yes, please, for the third speaker.
Okay, they stated before that the phone itself can help students to interact with each other. But ladies and gentlemen, are the opposition team sure that handphone can help students to interact? Or beside that, the student itself just playing on their phone, which means that they did not interact with each other. Yes.
Now let me respond to it. This is a simple question, so I will answer with a simple answer too. Please keep in mind that I guarantee that students will communicate directly via social media, and they can learn with another part of students in its schools. That I've already mentioned to you just a few seconds ago. So where were you when I answered this question and I've already explained about this part? So please listen carefully and catch my phone carefully too. Please keep in mind that, ladies and gentlemen, handphone itself can bring several positive impacts in our daily life. Exactly when the students itself bring handphones to school. So that's why that we don't need to ban handphone in schools, but we need to prevent the problems that caused by handphones by the role of teacher itself to control their students, to have their correct way to use handphones to very useful. Please keep in mind that to make it clear, I will strengthen my arguments again with our data. That according to compassena.com, that 75% students in Indonesia get benefits because they bring handphone to schools. Handphone help them in learning activities. And then according to katadata.com, that February 2024, students can bring cell phones to school. But to prevent the problems, it will be the responsible of teacher. So I see a beautiful girl. She is looking at me. Please don't be struggle because we will be the winner. That's all from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the leader of the oppositions. Now we jump to the deputy of prime ministers. The time is yours.
I will start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, everyone. The honorable educator, moderator, timekeeper, and our beloved partner from the opposition team. Ladies and gentlemen, our motion today is this House believe that handphones should be banned at school. And we from the government team, I state again that we strongly agree with our motion today. Before delivering my argument, let me give only one response to the opposition team. The response is the first speaker from the opposition team already said that he will give the data about the data to guarantee that the limitation of the handphone in school, but until he finish his speech, he don't give any data about the limitation of handphone in school. He only give the data about 70% of all students in Indonesia that use the handphone. So let me continue to my speech. Ladies and gentlemen, this handphone, we already know that this handphone can make us to forget with the people around us, ladies and gentlemen, like family, couple, and also in school, our best friend, ladies and gentlemen. And it is proof by simple example that you will, when you call your friend that they are focusing on using handphone, they will not respond your call, ladies and gentlemen. So it is the bad character that can be built in school, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that Doni Kusuma, as the founder of Character Education Consulting, have remembered us in 2022 that the handphone can make us forget with the people around us, ladies and gentlemen. So this proof by
Interruption, please.
Yes, please.
What about the student that get scholarship into abroad, then they keep contact with their family with using handphones? I'm eager to know your opinion about that.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this based on the motion that the handphone, we only ban it in school, ladies and gentlemen. So when we go abroad and we want to give the information to our family in another country, we can give the information after we go back to home and after our time in school, ladies and gentlemen. So let me continue to my argument. Doni Kusuma have remembered to tell to us to remember that this phone bring the negative impact in individuality or social problem to the children in school, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we already know. No, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we already know that if we addicted to use handphone, it will cause the health problem, ladies and gentlemen.
May I say something, please?
No, sir. It will be increase the using of handphone in school, ladies and gentlemen, and also when we back to our home, ladies and gentlemen.
May I say something, please, sir?
Yes, sir.
You contended that we don't give the clear data about the role of teacher, but when I prove you the data that students use this incorrect way, it's crystal clear that teacher has already play an important role to put their students in a correct way to use handphone itself. I'm eager to know your opinion to talk about that, sir.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this data actually I can give you the simple example that the situation that happened in our school, ladies and gentlemen, that even if the two teachers come into the classroom, ladies and gentlemen, there are the students that still playing handphone, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe they give their head to be seen by their teacher, but ladies and gentlemen, their eyes focusing on their phone that they play out before under the table. No, thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, continue that handphone can result the health problem, ladies and gentlemen, and it is proof that and we know that the problem is the eye problem and also the mind problem, ladies and gentlemen.
Please, sir?
Yes, sir.
Their arguments is unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep in mind, they contended about our schools. Many students still focus on their pleasure. But please keep in mind, I've already continued to use that 75% students in Indonesia use handphone and gets benefits for their handphones. I'm eager to know your opinion to talk about that, sir.
Okay, so thank you for your question, sir. But can you guarantee that 70% of the student, all in Indonesia that use handphone is used to the good one, not the better one. That I mean here is playing game, even if the student is inside the classroom, ladies and gentlemen, because student can play the game that when the teachers do not and make the teachers do not know they are playing the game, ladies and gentlemen. Let me continue to my argument. According to Mawarpuri 2022, the impact of the addicted of handphone is losing work that they already planned, ladies and gentlemen. No, sir. I will give you simple example that when students have planned to do something that give by their teacher, no sir, and they will forget to do this job because they playing the handphone and feel fun when they're playing the handphone. Yes, sir. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me continue. Second is withdrawal. Children feel not calm when they do not playing handphone. And ladies and gentlemen, we already know, and we all I think is can feel that when we are not using handphone, we will be not calm, and we will only remember about our phone that we are not playing, ladies and gentlemen. And the next is social gap, ladies and gentlemen. Before the student need to get the handphone, ladies and gentlemen. But why? How about the poor family that cannot buy the handphone to their children, ladies and gentlemen? And the next is this the problem about the stealing phone, ladies and gentlemen. Can you imagine that the student phone will lost in their school, ladies and gentlemen. And the next is cyberbullying, and also the hate speech that can exist in the social platform that the student use, and also the cheating, ladies and gentlemen, in doing their exam. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the Deputy of Prime Minister. Now we're moving on to the Deputy Leader of the opposite team.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given to me. I, as a Deputy Leader of opposition team, would like to state that we, the opposition team, really disagree with our motion today, which says this House believes that handphones should be banned at schools. Before going any further with my arguments, I'd like to highlight and give some responses to the government side. The Prime Minister said that we cannot guarantee that students have mindset to use handphone as a learning media, ladies and gentlemen. But based on the data that we have delivered to you, 75% of students in Indonesia use handphone as a learning media, ladies and gentlemen. So that it proves that majority of students in Indonesia has mindset to use handphone as a learning media, ladies and gentlemen. The second, the arguments coming from the Deputy Prime Minister, he contended that because of there is poor families who cannot buy more handphones for their children, it means that we should ban handphone at schools. But here, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't mean that we should do that, ladies and gentlemen, because of what the implementation of handphone at schools is not a must, ladies and gentlemen, so that the students can bring or not, ladies and gentlemen. Let's jump into my arguments. Well, the educational system now in Indonesia, we can see the educational system in Indonesia, especially on our textbooks from Merdeka curriculum, provides the use of handphone, ladies and gentlemen, such as QR codes on our textbooks, ladies and gentlemen. How can we access the information coming from the QR code if we don't have handphone, ladies and gentlemen? So that from the government itself, they have
interruption, please.
Wait a minute, madam. From the government itself has provided for school to allow students to bring phone handphone to schools, ladies and gentlemen, so that they can access features that has digital features that has been provided by the government through the textbooks.
PI,
ladies and
please.
gentlemen. Yes.
But are you sure that the QR code that provided in books is will use in the learning systems at school? Because ladies and gentlemen, the barcode that explained or already provided in the books itself is for home learning barcode. So please got details for the more information about the barcode.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, QR code contains many more information, specific information about the subject, about the materials that that students learn at school, so that when students bring handphones to school, they can access the information so that they can learn more, ladies and gentlemen. It's very beneficial, it's very profitable. So that we, once again, the opposition team suggests that schools should allow students to bring handphones to schools, ladies and gentlemen. Well,
PI, please.
let me finish this part.
Okay.
The students now are Gen Z generation, which who are the native users of technology, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the closest technology that they use in their everyday life is handphone, ladies and gentlemen. So that we cannot just ban.
Interruption, please.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're talking about 75% of students have benefit by using phone at school. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to consider it. It's the 75%. It means that it's considered with the school in the first from the elementary school, junior high school, and also high school, ladies and gentlemen. But in elementary school, we see that students itself have a psychological that is not mentally ready. So if they bring phone to school, are you sure that we can really control their act in school? So please give a response about that.
You just focus on the elementary school or primary school, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to say that students in primary school are more easily to be controlled, ladies and gentlemen, because they will just follow the command from adults, ladies and gentlemen. So that there will be no problem about the psychological problems about the use of handphones by primary school students. Well, ladies and gentlemen, just what I have said to you before, the students now are the native users of technology, so that we need to, and one of the closest technology that they use in their everyday lives is our handphones, ladies and gentlemen. So that they use when we allow students to use handphones in schools, they can get so many bad impacts.
PI, please.
Wait a minute, madam. Especially in learning activity, ladies and gentlemen. Just what I have said to you before, 75% of students in Indonesia use handphones as a learning media, ladies and gentlemen.
PI, please.
Yes.
If we're talking about the government, the teacher itself can make a regulation or limitate the student in using phone in school. Why is it that regulation is not implemented until now? Because, ladies and gentlemen, according to ruangguru.com, there is 74 students that still copy paste their answer from the internet. It means that the government, the teacher itself cannot control the act of the student itself. So please give a response about that.
Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, but here we need to consider also that handphones give so many positive impacts for students learning, ladies and gentlemen. The main activity of students at school is learning, ladies and gentlemen. So that if we can use handphones as a learning media, it's very good, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'd like to continue my argument. Based on Good Stats ID in 2023. 80% of students in Indonesia have had handphones, ladies and gentlemen. And there is a prediction in 2025, the number will be increased up to 89%, ladies and gentlemen. It means that more and more students will get benefits from the use of handphones in schools, ladies and gentlemen. And also, with the existence of Merdeka curriculum, which adapt with the world change and technology, ladies and gentlemen, it means that the implementation of handphones at schools is very necessary and it's very exact with the schools now, ladies and gentlemen. Therefore, at the end of the day, we, the opposition team, still disagree with our motion today, which says this House believes that handphones should be banned at schools. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the deputy leader of the opposition team. Now, moving on to the government whip speaker. You're good to go.
I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. We cannot guarantee that student itself can be controlled by the teacher in terms of using phone at school. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, the honorable educator, timekeeper, moderator, Notulen, and my beloved opposition team. Well, our motion today talk about this House belief that handphone should be banned at school, and we from the government team totally agree with this motion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our purpose in school is to increase our competencies and also our knowledge. But ladies and gentlemen, with the existence of phone, this phone is trying and start to disrupt our concentrating level. Ladies and gentlemen, two arguments that have been stated by our Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. First is human's brain will be corrupting with the existence of handphone, and the second is the using of phone in school will increase the individuality. Ladies and gentlemen, before I going right into my argument, I would like to give the opposition team some rebuttal. First, ladies and gentlemen, they say that giving limitation to the student is the best way to actually control so that the bad impact will not gonna disrupt the children. But ladies and gentlemen, limitation is just we stop the children by using phone. But ladies and gentlemen, there is another probability that the student is will always gonna experience that negative impact. Ladies and gentlemen, one of it is criminalization. We know that bring phone to school can increase the probability of our phone being stolen by the other. And if we're talking about phone, ladies and gentlemen, not all students have phone. That's why if one student is will empty with the other friends, they can steal their friend's phone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they're also talking about this phone can bring benefit to student, and one of it, of course, is increase our knowledge. But ladies and gentlemen, considering our data that we got from Ranguru, that much of student and it is 74% of student is got instant mental because they're just copy their answer from Google. It means that their knowledge did not increase. Well, I'll continue to my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, allowing students.
May I say something, please, madam?
Yes, please.
Your arguments are unbelievable. You just talk about one perspective and you don't clearly shows that the correct data about students that use handphone just for their pleasure. Because according for our data, that lots of students in Indonesia use handphone as a learning tool. I'm eager to know your opinion to talk about that, madam.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they also did not consider about the other perspective, which is the negative impact by phone at school. Because if we see in our real situation that the using of phone in school is still cannot be controlled by the teacher itself. I'll continue to my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about using phone in school. First, human brains will be corrupting. Why, ladies and gentlemen? If we're talking about human brains, means that we're talking about how the student itself having an increase in their
Interruption, please.
No, thank you. Their knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. But if this phone still exists in our students in the school, it means that student itself can getting disrupted by the existence of phones. And it means that if the using of phone itself cannot be controlled, ladies and gentlemen, means that our community or our student itself,
please,
no, thank you, that our community itself will having a decrease in the productivity level. Yes,
Interruption, please, madam. They keep describe about the students cannot be controlled. But according to data that 75% students in Indonesia use handphone as a learning tool, it's crystal clear that teachers has already play an important role to put their students in a correct way to use handphones. I'm eager to know your opinion to talk about that, madam.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, but we have to see and consider it again that even according to compass.com, there is still many schools that not give any limitation to the students by using phone at school. And if the government itself making some regulation, why until now the number of bad impacts to the student at school is still increased, ladies and gentlemen. I will continue with my argument. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about instant mental, it means that our students just rely or depends with anything that provided by the phone itself. Ladies and gentlemen, this can disrupt to their brain and their competence, which makes them confused, and also they can. Yes, please.
You cannot guarantee that we now can separate handphone from students because they are native users and they can use handphones as a tool of their education. I'm eager to know your opinion about that.
But ladies and gentlemen, talking about the using of phone in school, if the using of phone in school is banned, the student can still using phone for learning tools at home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'll continue. Ladies and gentlemen, it will affect it to our productivity level because if student itself being disrupted with the existence of phone, it can bring harm to them because, ladies and gentlemen.
May I say something, please?
No, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, according to UNESCO, state that handphone at school prove that it is disrupt the learning process of student in school. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we're talking about economy level, there is still many of our students that did not have phone.
Please, madam?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'd like to say that the most effective time for students to learn to do their education is at schools, ladies and gentlemen, so that the use of handphones at schools is very beneficial for their learning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, but the using of phone is at home is also effective because if we're talking about the using of phone in the school, it means that the teacher itself that giving limited to the children, and if the phone is using by student at home, it means that their parents also control and also limited the using of phone at home. So why not so why not the parents also control the students' act in controlling their students in their using phone at home? Well, ladies and gentlemen, if we're talking about criminalization, even according to the data that we got from Tristianingsi, that there is a case in SMPN 2 in Sleman that there is many students, about 50 more students that having their phones stealed by the other friends, which means that there cannot close the possibility, even if there is still a regulation, this cannot close the possibility of the other bad impact or other negative impact will happen to the students, ladies and gentlemen. And also, ladies and gentlemen, if we are talking about social problems, then we have to consider it how the social problem is still increased in our community, or what you call phubbing. It means that when you are in a community that you have to interact with each other, you're just playing on your phone and don't care about your environment, which means that your interaction level is disrupted also by the existence of phone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, we still strongly agree with this motion because at the end, phone can also be using at home, not just at school. So why not in school using the other alternative like computer that exists in school, and also books, ladies and gentlemen, because it can also increase our literacy level. So at the end of the day, we still strongly agree with our motion today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the third speaker from the government team. Now the time will be given to the last speaker from the opposite team. You have 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opposition team totally and strongly disagree with the motion today, which says this House believes that handphones should be banned in school. Before moving to my argument, I'd like to rebut and criticize the main point coming from the side of government team. They always contended again and again that handphone will be detrimental the activities of students itself. But please keep in mind, and they don't realize up to the present that now as the government, they are already making a policy that will grant the student to use handphone as a tool, as a media for them to learn more, especially about the implementation of the Merdeka curriculum itself. Merdeka curriculum give more room for students to learn more and express themselves. Of course, it will provide with QR code that have in book that up to the present students needs QR code with access with handphones to get more knowledge, to learn more. Okay, let's jump right into my argument. We have to realize more about the positive impact that we can get from the using of handphone itself, especially in schools. Nowadays, we cannot separate students from handphone and on everyday life. Everyone, especially students in this era, especially will feel missing if if they don't use handphone itself. And as a students, we as the young generation, we have to be grateful because now the government have so many policies that will support us to develop ourselves through using
On this point, please.
Hold on a moment, madam, please. Let me continue my argument. Through using handphones, actually, we can be greatest learner. Why do I say so? Because we can access more. You can find so many libraries up to the present right now with use handphone itself.
Interruption, please.
Yes, please, the first speaker.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, they were talking about the implementations of Merdeka curriculum. That is also a real manifestation of technology, isn't it? But why? Based on the Ministry of Education of Indonesia, the government provide 40.1 trillion to actually distribute computer and laptop to the schools. It means that indirectly, the government support the students to actually use the facilities that they provide.
I get your point, madam. Your question seems to be complicated up to now. And please keep in mind, now, if you said the government supplies money to buy a laptop, but we cannot run from the reality now that shows that majority students use handphones as a tool for them to learn more. Let me go back to my argument. As the young generation too, especially Gen Z and Alpha generation, all of the people around the world already knows that we have lack concentration. Yeah, we have lack concentration, and we need application. We need tools that will support us to learn more. Of course, we need handphone. What application that I will example to you? Through TikTok application, we can use it because TikTok has so many essential materials that will support us to learn more about so many positive impact, and you can build a humanity. You can know about others' feelings.
POI, please.
Let me finish this part. Please respect me. Okay, let's go back to my argument. We can use handphone as a tool to building a sense of empathy. What is empathy? Empathy is a feeling to know and to share about others' feeling. And as students, especially as Indonesian students, we need these feelings to bring our nation to be better young, to be better good nation. Okay.
POI, please.
Yes, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, if a phone is useful at school, why until now the government also make an effort that the student itself can have to increase their level of literation in books? If the handphone itself is better than book, why the government should support that effort? Ladies and gentlemen, please give your response about that.
I get your point. I'm afraid your argument does not make sense. Why do I say so? Because up to the present, we can see so many applications that we can use to learn and will increase our knowledge as students, especially to face bonus demographic bonus that will be happen. And we need several life skills to improve our character as a student. And we need all those things.
On this point, please.
Let me finish this part and please be patient. Okay, I will go back to my argument. Based on Antara.com, that 71% students in Java and Bali use TikTok as a learning tool via handphone itself. If the government supplies that all the schools to buy laptops, but up to the present, majority of students in Indonesia.
POI, please.
Let me finish this part. Please don't jump the bell. Don't jump the bell, please. And please, you can. We have to know that.
POI, please.
Let me finish this part. You have to be patient. Okay, with of those things that we already explained to you, that we can make conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. We can make conclusion that we have to allow students to bring handphone in schools because it gives many negative, positive impact for students to improve their knowledge, especially as the young generation that will face bonus demographic at 2045. And we need several life skills that are very important. And as all the life skills is supported by using handphone in our schools itself. Okay. as in addition to what my first and second speaker has explained more and explained so clearly to us about the positive impact of handphone itself, we can make conclusion that the handphone should be allowed as of the government as should be allowed to students to bring it in school because it will give some many positive impact for students to learn more. Therefore, the time has come for us to consider the positive impact of handphone itself. That is all. Thank you.
Okay, as the third speaker from the opposite team already has ended the arguments, now we come to the conclusions for both groups. The time will be given first to the government team to conclude your reasoning for 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
I'll start my speech in 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, to be clear, the honorable judges, timekeeper, moderator, and our beloved partner. Ladies and gentlemen, in this time, I will be delivering why we from the government team should be the winner of this debate. Firstly, ladies and gentlemen, debate. We know that it means the real essence of debate is how we argue to one another, right? But ladies and gentlemen, we see from the opposition side that they only rely on data. Statement, data, statement, data. Even though our interruptions before only been answered with data. So ladies and gentlemen, the opposition team is a real example of students who only copy and paste the data from the handphone itself without analyzing it. Because ladies and gentlemen, because they did not provide the real detailed explanations. So ladies and gentlemen, that is why we should win this debate, because our statement before has been proving by the existence of the opposition team. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. Also, they stated about we only see from one perspective, ladies and gentlemen. But we explain not just in education sectors, we also explain in economic sectors, criminal sectors, social sectors, ladies and gentlemen. But why the opposition team only explain in the education sectors? So you should pay focus on your own word. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. They were talking about the implementations of this Merdeka curriculum. But ladies and gentlemen, again and again, they didn't provide the detailed information. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the Ministry of Education, that actually, ladies and gentlemen, the government provide 40.1 trillion to distribute the computer and laptop to support the facilities in schools. So why the government provide all that if at the end they only allow the use of mobile phone in schools? It means that, ladies and gentlemen, the opposition team give their statement without analyzing the real essentials of Merdeka curriculum. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. If we are talking about demographic bonus, well, ladies and gentlemen, the existence of handphone in schools can actually corrupt the existence of the humans itself, ladies and gentlemen, and their skills will decrease drastically. While on demographic bonus, we have to increase our human resources. So, ladies and gentlemen, with the existence of mobile phone, isn't that contradictory with the purpose of this demographic bonus? And this demographic bonus will become a backlash to ourselves. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. In our argument, we just not just stated about the educational sectors, ladies and gentlemen, as well in the educational sectors. If we were talking about the advancements of technology, yes, we are in the era of globalization. We need many informations, ladies and gentlemen. The use of technology in schools is not only from handphone. And why, in this case, we should agree that handphone should be banned in schools. Because, ladies and gentlemen, handphones are freely to use by the students. So, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot guarantee that the students can actually use their cell phones based on their mind and what they want, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, in schools, we provide another technology, computer, laptop, and others. You should really be considerate about that. Continue, ladies and gentlemen. We're not only talking about education, also about economic sectors. Allowing mobile phone in schools means that it'll be using in the learning systems, demanding all the students from all the schools in Indonesia to have the mobile phones. Isn't that, ladies and gentlemen, will causes disparities between the students? Our poverty rate in Indonesia is really high, ladies and gentlemen. So in one schools, there will be half of the students who have the mobile phones and also half of the students who do not have the mobile phones. boom, social problems. And also, ladies and gentlemen, the economics continues to the economic sectors. Ladies and gentlemen, this will not cover the possibilities that the students who do not have the mobile phone will cause crime actions, and that is the crime sectors. And also, ladies and gentlemen, social sectors, phubbing. Of course, we all know what that means. One group, ladies and gentlemen, they were talking about empathy. While when we were talking about one individual or our friend, they did not pay attention to our word, but they only paid their attention to their phone. Isn't that what you call empathy? No, it is not. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is why the reason we from the government team should win this debate. Thank you.
Okay, now it's the time for the reply speaker from the opposite team to give the conclusions.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity given to me. I, as the reply speaker from the opposition team, would like to state that we, the opposition team, really disagree with our motion today, which says this House believes that handphones should be banned at schools. Before going any further with our strong points, I'd like to say that this is one of the functions of the reply speech is to provide the strong points that can prove that you are right in today's debate, not to just to rebut all arguments that has been delivered by the opposite side. Okay, let's jump into our strong points that can prove that our position today is right. Well, we can use handphones at school as a learning media to support students' learning, ladies and gentlemen. Handphone can be used as learning media. It has been proved by the QR codes that has been provided by the government on our textbooks, ladies and gentlemen. It clearly shows that schools should allow students to bring handphones at school so that they can access that and get more knowledge about the subject that they are learning, ladies and gentlemen. And also, there are so many applications that can used by the students to improve their knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, such as TikTok. With those features through the use of handphones at schools, the students can increase their knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. They will be smarter. And the second point is the most effective time for students to learn is at schools, ladies and gentlemen. How can we guarantee that students will learn at home while they have so many works at home and they will not have time to study, ladies and gentlemen? So that I'd like to say here, we'd like to state that the most effective time for students to learn is at school. So that the other suggestion for students to use mobile handphones at home is not effective, ladies and gentlemen. Because of what? The most effective time for students to learn is at schools, ladies and gentlemen. And also, the most important thing that students must be paid attention on is education, ladies and gentlemen. So that at schools, in this case, we need to think more about the education, ladies and gentlemen, because the subject here are students, and the most important thing for them is education. The third point is the students nowadays are the native users of technology, ladies and gentlemen. If they are the native users of technology, it means that they need to use handphones, ladies and gentlemen, especially at schools, so that they can learn more effectively. And in this time, I'd like to address some points that has been delivered by the government team. The government team keep contending that teachers cannot control, so that there will be so many bad impacts coming from the use of handphones at schools, ladies and gentlemen. But from our data, we can know that 75% of students use handphone as a learning media, ladies and gentlemen. It means that if we use the argument coming from the government side, it means that teachers has control on that, and there will be no problem about there will be no problem based on the arguments coming from you. And also, because of the several arguments, several data, and several facts that I have delivered to you, we at the end of the day strongly disagree with our motion today, which says this House believes that handphones should be banned at schools, ladies and gentlemen. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the reply speaker from the opposite team. Now that's the end of your debating competitions. So please once again give both teams a big applause for giving us such a pleasant and exceptional performance. So before you leave the stage, I would like, on behalf of the audiences and all the people here, I would like to appreciate the groups and of course all the debate groups that since 3 days ago have given us such a exceptional and fair debate, and we actually know that behind their performers there are countless of hard workers, hardworking, and a lot of things that they have to sacrifice, including their sleep time or also study time. And also I understand that we need to appreciate you guys that you have a guts to perform in front of a lot of people. That is something that not all of people can do that. So once again, give them applause. Okay, so of course, you guys also already has set such a high bar, high standard, such a high standard for the debaters in across the Ngada Regency. So what I can say is that please keep being motivated to learning and keep improving your English skills. And yeah, and of course, please also help your friends to learning English. Okay, thank you so much. Please go back to your seat. Okay, now we will wait for our adjudicators to count the score and to decide who will be our first, second, and third and fourth winner. So for the judges, maybe how long until we get the results? Okay, so we will wait until 10 minutes and then the winner will be announced.
untuk panitia setempat, setelah pengumuman ada pembenahan ruangan untuk besok closing ceremony di tempat ini. Karena itu adik-adik dari panitia OSIS dan panitia lokal teamwork untuk bersiap-siap pembenahan ruangan. Terima kasih.
Okay, once again, good afternoon for all of us. Before going to the announcement, we would like to give the chance and time for the representation of English teachers in Ngada Regency. So please welcome Father Nani. Please come over and give us a little bit of words.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am very sorry if I make a big fuss to you. And could I invite all of you to stand up and let us give a very big standing ovation. Stand up, berdiri. Berdiri, let's give a very big standing ovation to all the participants. Wow, thank you. Could you please sit down? Actually, I have so many things to express this afternoon, but I feel like Michelle and friends, Edgar and friends, you bring us big joy this afternoon. Really. Yeah. I feel like this is not a competition. This is really an intellectual celebration. And I do hope our government really has their ears full to us. Because at the beginning of our competition, I heard Bapak Bupati, our regent, he would like to totally back us up. And we are waiting because it's a big promise in front of us. Because I feel as a teacher, Krista, Michelle, Rendra ya, and Edgar, Leo, and Vito. I would like you to sing one song of this, but if you don't have any time, it's okay. You rock us. You really rock us. And I feel thrilled, like goosebumps coming to me. Thank you so much. It proves that now is the era for all of us as teachers to learn from this young generation. Yeah? We need to give very big appreciation to them. And let me express my heartfelt thank you to the principals. I see one principal here. There are so many, sorry. Including my principal, Father Tino. Yeah, without you, we cannot do anything. We can do nothing. And I'm very happy that you open up room not only for teachers, but especially for the students to feel that learning is a kind of celebration. I don't mind who will be number one. It's only a number. But I know all participants here are the champions. Thank you so much. And I do hope next time we can be together and then enjoy this very joyful celebration. I'm so sorry, I'm talking too much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay, so we're still waiting for the score to be count. Maybe the representations of, I want to hear from the students, yeah, from the audience. Maybe you can give your words here, yeah? Because you are the center of the learning, yeah? Not the teacher or not the judge, not the moderator, you. So you, one of you, please come over and give you your opinion about our debating competition or English in general. Okay, please, one of you, audience.
Okay, so thank you for the chance that given to me today. Please, everyone, listen to me. So I wanted happy because of this debate for this afternoon. Like the both team are so good. So let's give the big applause for them. But something that I learned in here is not who is the winner of this debate. Like we already know that English debate means that we have to have the English skills and also the critical thinking. So the point in here is about how can we collaborate with each other, and also how can we see about the motion that actually through the motion itself, we already know about what is the impact that will happen if we bring the phone to school and why we should bring the phone to school, and the best things to do as the students itself. Like it actually depends on ourselves, right? Because yeah, we have to control ourselves, and that's we call independence itself. And also something that we can get in here is about how can we create and we find new friends in here. Like every schools with their own ability and their own skills, but in here we already know that Ngada Regency has so many great students, and also how can we compete each other with our ability and our like. I think that's the point. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more with what Natal say. Yeah, so I think the debate is the learning English is also about how often you use English. The more you use English, the better you are. So, are we ready for the announcement? Okay, so now the chance will be given to our adjudicators to announce the winner of this year English debate competitions.
Okay, thanks for the chance given to me. Good afternoon for all of us here. So are you nervous to hear the announcement from me? Okay, after discuss with the judges, so I will read the result of our EDC or English debate competition today. Okay, I start from the lowest. Okay. In position 4, with the score 3,269 from SMA 2 Bajawa. And in the third position, with the score 3,292 from Semansa Bajawa. Okay, move to the next. In position 2, with the score 3,000 4 and 1 from SMA Regina Pacis Bajawa. And ultimately, the winner today is from Seminari Mataloko. Okay, that's all from the judges. Thank you.
Okay, good afternoon, all of us here. We are really happy with the scores and the level we have achieved. From the judges, I would like to give a brief evaluation for all of the performance. There's a problem from a Chinese person. Teachers open the doors, yeah, but you must enter by yourself as the student. Okay, give applause for all of us this afternoon. What we have so far seen from the performance, it's like we go to a Wolabobo. Yeah, we really enjoy what you have learned in this kind of a debate. What from all of the students see that it's difficult, but we really enjoy, and we say no difficult because we have performed well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there are 5 key points that I would like to share in this chance. The first one is we really, as the judges and also the audience, really enjoy what you have performed, all the performance from each group. When you try to show your fluency, the intonation, we really like it very much. That is the first point. The second point about how to show the arguments. Some teams try to show the statement and the arguments, but with different, like weak or strong data. So make sure that when you try to show your arguments, you also give your stronger data to make sure that you are the winner. So the third one is about how you understand the question and answer. We really appreciate for the participants, but some schools and some teams still would like to learn more about how to understand the question and answer the question clearly. And the fourth one is about how the second and the third speakers, your role is before you try to show your arguments, but first you show the opposition or the government team or rebuttal first. So it makes interesting after you show rebuttal and show your position. And about the last one, the role of the reply speaker, you have the role to show both sides first, and then you show the contradiction, and you give that your position is stronger than the other position. I think that's enough. Goodbye, welcome. Thank you for all of us this afternoon. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end. end of our competitions and all of our activities, English debating competition activities. Once again, thank you for the member of committee, panitia. Thank you for educators. Thank you for the students, and thank you for the audiences. So good day. See you next year.
Dilombakan. Rencananya, tepuk tangan dulu untuk semua nih, spesies banget. Rencananya kegiatan penutupan dilangsungkan malam ini. Tapi mengingat kegiatannya sudah sampai jam segini, maka tadi 20 menit yang lalu kami rapat di SMA Regis. Penutupan dilangsungkan besok tepat jam 8 pagi. Dengan pertimbangan banyak sekolah yang harus pulang meninggalkan asrama-asramanya besok, maka panitia rencananya besok jam 10 pagi, jam 8 sudah dimulai. Diharapkan seluruh peserta hadir sebelum jam 8. Kemudian undangan secara hormat kepada seluruh Bapak Ibu Kepala Sekolah dan Bapak Ibu Dewan Juri yang sempat hadir di kesempatan ini untuk hadir. Seluruh siswa pemenang lomba wajib hadir sekaligus penyerahan piala dan hadiah. Sekali lagi sampaikan kepada seluruh pemenang lomba, seluruh juara 1, 2, dan 3 ditambah dengan debat bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Inggris sampai dengan 4 wajib hadir di sini. Tepat pukul 8 acara sudah dimulai. Itu dari informasi resmi dari panitia. Itu saja penyampaian dari saya, kurang dan lebih mohon maaf. Terima kasih untuk kita semua. Selamat sore. Dan saya masih yakin tahun depan